Mm.
Hello everybody, this is my final video and this is going to be my last appearance you'll ever see of me. It's really sad to say that this is probably the last time you guys are ever going to see me again. But I am joined with Highwings89, who's going to be
Hey,
who's going to
sorry.
be with me all the way to do this video vlog of me doing the collection video, and it's basically all the collection that I have of video games right in my room. The rest, whatever I don't have in this room or isn't in this video, it's all in my brother's room, and I can't do a vlog inside this place. And I'm glad to have Highwings89 to be with me in this last video we're going to be doing together because he is my best friend without Muya. And
Oh,
I'm really happy to see that, for crying out loud, you and me, we were doing a vlog together of movies like the Avengers and the Hobbit movie.
yeah. Oh my God, when was that? That was like about maybe a year or two ago.
That was Christmas break.
Yeah, my goodness, long time. Can't
Hmm.
believe it's almost been a year already. Yeah,
Yeah, time really
technic.
flies by when you're having a lot of fun. Well, this summer feels like hell for me, and I'm just glad to finally move on to my life. It's really sad to actually say that I have to let this thing go because the doctor said that I have to get maintain control of my life, and also my spiritual advisor. She told me to focus a lot on your personal life instead of fooling around on the internet. It was a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy that I inspired a lot of people to get into more underrated games, platformers, and more games that brought a lot of history that a lot of people forgotten about. But in this collection video, this is going to be probably be one of my longest videos I've ever made because we're going to be talking about all the collections here in my room. Like for example, from my console collection right there to my I'm not good at holding the camera. To my PC collection, and right behind me is sorry, my head. The PlayStation 1 collection, and over down there is my N64 collection. We're gonna tackle all four of those collection right here in this video. I won't try to say too much about it because otherwise this video is gonna take forever. But the reason why brought High Wings with me here is because I just love his reaction, and I want to hear his thoughts on these games, whether if he knows about it or not. So, you ready,
Uh,
High Wings?
sure thing. And also, just on a second note, since this is Gex's last video, now sailing Gex's autograph, made by me, only for 19.99. If you call now, you will get each autograph piece by piece by paying an extra $20 for fast delivery. None of it makes sense, but believe me, it's good. It's a good investment. There you go. Oh
All
yeah.
right. So, which collection do you think we should start out with? The primetime console collection, the PlayStation 1 collection. Now, let's just start out with the PlayStation 2 collection next to the Xbox 360 and PS3. All right, let's
Then
start out with this
then
collection, baby.
then then we go back in time, and it'll get really
Oh,
nostalgic.
come on. We already went to the Back to the Future.
Oh yeah, we did. We did go back to the future.
Yeah, remember the Boot Chat Radio podcast on that Pokemon episode?
We went to the future, right? Like
Yeah,
by
to
20
answer the question.
minutes.
All right, let's do this, baby. All
All
right,
right.
holding the camera. Let's still hope this cord is long enough. Sorry for shaking the camera a lot because this is attached to the computer. All right, this is my PlayStation 1 collection, and I'm really happy to see that this collection I made is worthwhile. And over here is from my Xbox collection all the way to my Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 collection.
Aw. You can't put a value on something this nostalgic. You just can't, I have to say.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's start out with the PlayStation 1 collection. The ones on top is the ones that I played the most. And let's start out with the series that almost everybody on the site knows very well. Excuse me. Gotta move all this stuff here. Jack and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. This
Oh.
brings in a lot of good memories. What else can I say about this game that hasn't been in my top 10, my top 12 for the very longest time? So I don't know. It's just like when you compare this is like, I'm not going to say it's the last of its kind because other people already proven to me that there has been a lot of Banjo-Kazooie type of 3D platformers like Battle of the Bikini Bottom from SpongeBob SquarePants, the video game. But anyway, this is a price. This is will always be remembered as one of the best games of the PlayStation 2. All right, High Wings. You can say whatever you want to say on in this collection. All right.
All right. Well, I can't really see it too well. It's a little bit blurry. But just go on Jack and Dexter. I thought the first time I saw the character, he reminded me of a pointy-eared Saiyan with a gopher on his shoulder. Yeah.
You can tell that High Winks is not really a fan of Jack and Dexter.
I'm kidding. I love it. I love the series when he turns to dark side and he's able to do a bunch of
That
cool
happens
moves.
in the sequel. Jack 2.
Yeah.
Let
Jack
me get
2.
that out.
He's pretty bad being bad ass, or he's being bad being dark or black. Or,
Yeah. I bet some of you guys are wondering why this is the greatest hits collection instead of the Black Label. Well, my original copy was broken because I did that on purpose because this game's had the difficulty that really pissed me off that I broke the first copy. Okay, everybody saw it coming when I was talking about it on the Jack 2's hardest missions. Oh God, doing that video was hard because I had to relive all those bad moments of playing that game. Not a single moment of that game was scripted. It's just like me getting so angry, and you can imagine how angry I was in that video, just playing this game. And for that reason alone, I could not put this in my top 12 anywhere. I'm still a little upset that they did not go to the same formula like the first one, where they had it was all platforming. This one here is more sandbox here.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right, now let's move on to the better sequel that had more justified balance of gameplay. Jak 3. I love this game. It's fantastic. It doubles the size of the second game, and I love the fact that like you can turn to Dark Jak and Light Jak. That was really awesome back in the day. It's just like
I like the Light Jak.
Yeah, I mean like when you could control time, turn into a giant angel. Oh my God, it's just like
what?
The adventure was so good, right?
Well, I played the dark, but I never got a chance to play the light one though.
That kind of tells you that you didn't play much of Jak 3.
No, wait. There's one thing I have to say. There's something missing in the cover. When I look at this cover, what's missing is that there's a woman in his arms. Like I'm thinking that it's like an Armageddon setting. He has his shoulder with his buddy on his shoulder, and I'm thinking he should have a girl in the other, like saying, "Yeah, I'm totally badass in this wilderness." He's
this ain't the Road Warrior, my friend.
I was about to say he looks like a blonde, pointy ear Mel Gibson or something. He really could be.
Yeah. That's all right. Now let's go to the final game of the Jak series, right here on Jak X. Now, this one here has been declared as like an extreme combat racing game. Like, it's kind of like Mario Kart that turned into like Twisted Metal. And I love it for that reason because it's really crazy. It's really, fantastic that the fact that like, it's really fantastic at the the amount of destruction. At first, I was getting skeptical of this game because I really hate the racing missions from the Jak series, where every time you die, you have to restart the whole mission all over again. Well, this one here justifies it by giving you, where you last died at the right time and no restarts whatsoever. Heck, you could play almost any character in the Jak series right in this racing game. All right, now.
Coming to movie theaters soon, Jason Statham as Jak X. I'm gonna race and I'm gonna win my daughter back, Maybe I should stop while I'm ahead.
Yeah, overall thoughts about the Jak series. I really wish that the series still was continuing to this day because it just really breaks my heart to see that Naughty Dog just abandoned the series and just went for Uncharted and recently The Last of Us, which I think it's inferior to the Jack series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously, like the Jack series and like the other games, they're a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now they kind of traded to these weird, like, very Armageddon serious tone games. I don't know. I don't know about you, man, but I'd rather be playing Jacks rather than playing some poor half-starving man with a little girl following him for like 3 hours in a video game.
3 hours in a video game.
If I wanted to be depressed, I would have watched Postal Men or SeaWorld with what is his name? Kevin Hart. Kevin's. I
I don't
forgot
know. I don't follow those stuff anymore.
the guy who plays Superman in Man of Steel. That dude.
All right, but let's
Kevin
finish out this
Costner.
collection.
Yeah.
We have not even halfway done. We got to finish this collection.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Here comes one of my
bad.
favorite all-time favorite series of all time, Ratchet and Clank. The first one. Beautiful series. Great start for 3D platformer with guns. I don't know. It just takes me back about the time where I actually brought hope for the PlayStation 2 after collecting a lot of bad games and when I first got the PlayStation 2. Okay, next game of the series. Quite possibly one of the best PlayStation 1 games, PlayStation 2 games of all time. Ratchet and Clank Going Commando. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! And he has his little buddy with him.
This is the series that brought RPG elements in the game, where like the more you kill people with that weapon, the more chances the weapon will evolve into a better weapon with more ammunition, more power, and more abilities and stuff. Oh man, this game was fucking fantastic back in the day. Yeah, I remember I played this game so religiously when it came out that I haven't played any other game that was released in 2003 when I was back in that year. Okay, now let's go to the last, to another Ratchet and Clank game. I was about to say the last Ratchet and Clank game, but I forgot there was one more. Okay, Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. When this game was released, I used to believe that this game was better than Ratchet and Clank Going Commando for various reasons. One, you could play online. Two, the weapons variety is significantly better. And three, man, I just love the comedy of this game. I love this game to no end. So is all the Ratchet and Clank games in the series, but man, this is so fantastic. Alright, now let's get down to what a lot of Ratchet and Clank fans have a lot of ups and downs with. Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked. Am I the only one who thinks that the Ratchet Deadlocked is actually good as this spin-off is actually as good as the original, the original ongoing series? Oh man, it's just like, I know the fact that a lot of people really want to play as, God damn it, this camera. It's hard because I'm holding the camera, holding the game, and also turning my back to Skype to actually see what's going on.
You can't see what I'm doing. Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, Ratchet Deadlocked. Fantastic game. And they know that the Gladiator stages was the best part of the Ratchet and Clank, the past 3 Ratchet and Clank games, so they made it into a fully great game. Fantastic idea. All right. And I'm glad that the Ratchet and Clank series is still going to this day because a lot of game series, don't last as long as Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, like my Nana.
Let's go
I don't know. Okay.
Let's go to the next one, Summoner 2. Crap.
Summoner. Whoa, she gets like those are some serious pairs on them.
This is a PC. Okay, this is not as good as the original Summoner. Where did I put the original Summoner? Huh.
I can see why you like playing it. I mean,
No, don't use my name.
I mean, sorry, edit that out. I can see why you like playing that Gexup.
Oh come on! This is a PC action role playing game. We don't be distracted by
yeah, I bet some serious role playing there.
Shut up!
Uppity down. Maybe there's a bit of bounce to the gameplay.
Hey, you shouldn't be talking. You were the one who likes playing Dead or Alive.
Hey, wait, that don't count, man. That was a terrible game.
Oh, now you're saying it's a terrible game.
I don't know. I don't know why that kind of keeps it from. Yeah, but yeah,
back to
it was awful.
Back to this game. Check out the Summoner series. There's only been 2 games of the series, 1 and 2. I like the first one better because it really feels like a hack and slash PC role playing game, and that's one reason why I really like the series. This one here, there's not that much I mean, like, there's a lot of role playing, but there's more hack and slashing than the role playing aspect of the game.
Wait. Bring the cover out. Bring the cover out. Just one more time. It's electric. Booga 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 boo. Okay, never mind. Good. All right.
What would this collection video be like if without your high wings?
I'm sorry. Well, I don't know. Maybe like.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Now we're gonna start out with the Grand Theft Auto series. It's the ones on the PlayStation 2. It's one of my favorite game series ever.
Wait, I can't really see it too well.
This
Grand
is
Theft Auto 3?
Sorry, yeah, this is Grand Theft Auto 3.
Wow. Is that the one with the black dude?
No, that's San Andreas. All right, but this one here, oh my goodness. No wonder why a lot of people call this the best game, one of the best games of the decade, because first time ever, this is the game that popularized sandbox games. I mean, everybody uses the term sandbox game, but I don't know, Grand Theft Auto knew what it wanted to be, and it just dominated on the epicness of what you could do. Police boss fights, stealing drugs, doing crimes, hijacking cars. What can you not do in this game? And that's
you can do the crime without doing the time.
Right.
Bum. Okay. Never mind.
Okay. Next one is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. I like the fact that we finally have a character in the prequel. This game is set in 1980s, and that's what I love about it. It has the cheesy 80s factor of it. But the plot was a little too similar to like like some of those 80s crime dramas where it's like you have to retrieve back the money in order to get your redemption and stuff. I don't know. It's just like I am trying to say that I like this better than the Grand Theft Auto 3, but that again, I wasn't too much of a fan of the missions that were offered here. But anyway, this was a fantastic series. I mean, for crying out loud, they had Billie Jean, it's not my lover.
Yeah, the one thing I have to say, I'm surprised, like, everything else feels very 80s except for the girl in the side. Like, she looks like she could be from 2008. I don't know why.
I've seen girls like that from the 80s, buddy.
I don't know, because, like, everything I feel like all these guys, they could just break out and start sounding like Scarface or Tonya Montana or something.
Yeah, that's one of the plots that Grand Theft Auto Vice City kind of ripped off. But, now, let's get down to actually my favorite PlayStation 2 game ever. And this is a lot to say because this is actually... You all saw this in my the last episode of the Boot Chow Radio podcast. Very last episode of the Boot Chow Radio podcast. This ended up as my number one favorite game of all time. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
San Andreas, man. Yo, man.
Oh, man, this game is so good. Well, the first time I did when I came back from Japan, I had to play this game all over again just to quench my thirst on playing video games. Oh, fantastic game.
And surprisingly, I still can't believe that. What's his name? I'm trying to
C.J. Carl Johnson, Samuel Jackson?
Samuel Jackson was in here, too. He voiced the bad cop.
Oh, man. Officer Tenpenny, please don't tell my mother about this. Shut up, Hustle.
Officer Ted Petty before he had the eye patch and became an Avenger.
All right. Now, let's move on to the next game of the series, Beyond Good and Evil. I mean, not... Yeah. What am I saying? Next game of the series. It didn't happen until PlayStation and Xbox 360. Okay,
I could totally see why you like playing that game, man.
Shut up!
I could see that she has good assets to bring on the table, if you get my drift. I don't know. It makes me wonder what she does with that camera and the spare tab.
Now listen to me. Listen to me. I'm
glad I did
a review on this game because I actually made a bunch of people cry to my review because this game is actually pretty sad and pretty dark and all that stuff. It's just like, all right, for those who really like the, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time gameplay, you're definitely going to love this game. A lot of puzzling elements. Combat is really massive. You got good cooperative play with whoever is on your side. Oh, man, it's so good. What else can I say about this game that hasn't been already said in my review? You guys got to check out my review again because...
You sure there isn't anything other massive qualities about this game other than the cover? You sure it's not called Beyond Good and Bad in the something bad I sort of lost it. Just continue. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make it awkward or spice it up.
You're making
Okay.
it much more difficult than it already is, okay? It's hard to
I'm
actually
sorry.
do everything with one hand, hold the other hand with the camera, and try to make sure that you're actually seeing everything. Okay, next game.
Okay.
Now, this was a
Let
game that I was
you.
looking high-end for, looking for it. It's actually, I'm actually happy that I found the track of it. Dracon, the Ancient Gates. This is sort of like Legend of Zelda, except you can fly a dragon. And it has sandbox environments. And I would have said it's an RPG, but no, it's one of those Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time clones. But that's what makes it so cool. You're able to ride a dragon to anywhere you want. It hasn't been seen since Panzer Dragoon Saga, but not as good as Panzer Dragoon Saga, but still, it's fantastic. You know, you play as a
Wait a
ship.
minute. They did the same game for the PS3 when they first launched it. It was called Layer.
Oh, don't get me started with Layer. Layer sucked.
Why did they just recycled the damn thing again and just put better graphics?
Yeah, I remember a long time ago I made a post on Dracon, the Ancient Gates, about like how much I really wanted to see I really wanted to play the game because I so totally missed it, but it was still good. Now, next game. Legacy of Kain series. Soul Reaver 2. Oh,
I can't really see it too well.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a great action.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is a great action adventure game. For the sake that if you played the first Soul Reaver game, you're gonna enjoy this game. Except the fact that the combat doesn't age very well, and also the puzzles are much more difficult than the last game. Most of the time, I didn't even know where I was going and stuff. Now, let's go
Wait,
to.
can I? Okay, no, continue.
Wait.
Wait, I was on. What is the back show?
Huh?
I'm just curious. The back of the game. Oh wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. All right, now let's go down to the next game of the series. It's hard to do this with only one hand.
Sorry, man.
Another game from the Legacy of Kain series, Blood
Yeah.
Omen. Oh, Blood Omen 2. The first Blood Omen was more like Legend of Zelda, The Link to the Past, where it's like the overhead 2D action adventure game. Well, this one here went to full 3D, and I really think that this game is actually better than the first game. Even despite the fact that they killed off many characters of the first game, this is fantastic. I would have liked to say that this is the best of the Legacy of Kain series, until I have played Legacy of Kain Defiance, where they have Kain and the guy from Soul Reaver together in one game.
Wow, dude, that's kind of cool.
Believe it or not, I had no idea this game was released when it was it even existed when it was released. It took me like a couple more years to realize that this game actually existed. I'm ashamed to say that I'm a huge fan of the Legacy of Kain series, but I so totally missed the last game of the series. Defiance was really good at the fact that it's a non-linear story told in two different perspectives, Kain and the guy from Soul Reaver, and the gameplay plays like God of War. It's fantastic, yeah.
Man, dude, that's really cool.
Yeah, this is a fantastic series.
Can we see the back as well? Oh man, not bad for its time. I mean, I can't
it was
really see it
released
too
in
clear, though.
1994. I mean, 1994, 2004.
1994, they had advanced gaming, the PlayStation 2. I was only 4 years old.
This was released on 2004. I'm sorry. Okay, now let's move on to the next game, the last game from this roll. Here's Silent Hill 2. Oh man, the story is so fantastic. I mean, at first I was skeptical of the fact that this game would have been inferior to the first one because it changed different characters and stuff, but no, this game introduced Pyramid Head. Remember Pyramid Head, Wings?
Oh yeah, then the weird freaky nurses that look kind of like they got their freak on, but it ended really badly, so they just got stuck that way. I blame the Pyramid guys because they were just too rough. I bet like those guys need to calm down. You know.
All right.
Oh wait, Silent Hill. If I was over there, it wouldn't be silent anymore.
Oh! Of course not. Am I all the jokes you're making? I like to say that you're trying to do a comedy show right in front of all these creepy nurses and pyramid heads.
No, I mean, it wouldn't be silent no more, and the girl in the cover wouldn't be so sad and quiet. And actually, I don't know where I'm going with this. This is just...
All right,
she looks so sad, though,
because it's really hard to actually hold this camera while trying to show you all these games. All right, now let's go down to the next roll of the next roll here, and this one here is actually the trilogy of the Metal Gear Solid series. Let's start out with one of my favorite games of the series ever, Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear.
Yeah, I mean, like the reason why I got the cover of the PlayStation 2 of Metal Gear Solid is because it included with the Metal Gear Solid Essential collection right here. So right now it's an empty box. All three of those games are up here, but yeah, this is fantastic. This was a fantastic series. I mean, collection because of the fact that it included Metal Gear Solid 1, it included Metal Gear Solid 2, the Subsistence, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. The remake, cool. The improvements of it.
It's not an empty box. It is an empty box filled with air. There's a difference.
Fine, but
never mind. I'm sorry. I'm just.
But Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid. Oh my goodness! Never have there been a story that told it so well about like the dangers of nuclear war. And the respected of how like military tactics actually focused on, and it's also the game this is the game that's popularized stealth gaming in general. So if you haven't played this game, well, what are you waiting for? It's available on the PlayStation Network store. Seriously, play this game. It will change your life. Alright, next one. I used to hate this game, but after Metal Gear Solid 4, I kind of favor for it a little more because, this was the game that kind of made me regret of getting the PlayStation 2 to begin with. The original copy of Metal Gear Solid 2 is no longer in my collection because I threw it away because, oh my god, the ending was like so bad it reminded me of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Oh god, I hated it. I mean, like, I hated the fact that it says there's no such thing as reality. I'm like, then why am I playing this game? Why am I trying to suspend my disbelief with this game? I mean, like, everybody wanted to play Metal Gear Solid Snake, but instead they... we only played him for the first 30 minutes of the game, and then later on we got Raiden, who was not even as good of a character as Solid Snake. Oh my god! What else can I say?
I don't know, Raiden. I don't know. Even though he has a metal jaw, I feel like he's kind of like the big shit stain or the pussy of the series. No, he didn't get the
metal jaw until Metal Gear Solid 4, which mysteriously he lost all of his body parts to mechanical parts.
I don't think that makes him badass. I think it just kind of makes him like, yeah, this isn't Snake.
Oh god, I really hated the fact that every time when he calls on Kodak, he's always arguing with his ex-girlfriend Rose, saying like, "What about the time when we watched King Kong together? Did that mean anything to you?"
Also, I feel like Japanese people might have a fetish for young people with white hair. Like, I never understood that. Like,
yeah. I don't understand why Hideo Kojima even made this decision here. But the reason why I start the favor for this game a little more is because, Metal Gear Solid 4 actually explained what happened in Metal Gear Solid 2. And I was able to actually show a little more appreciation for this game, but still, this is my least favorite game of the Metal Gear Solid series ever. Alright, now let's go down to, actually... I always keep debating whether or not I really like this game as my favorite Metal Gear Solid game or not, but by the end of the day, I have to say the original Metal Gear Solid was the best for what it did in the boss fight variety, but if this was not number 1, this had to be number 2. Metal Gear Solid 3. Oh god, this game was so good! I mean, like, this is the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time of Metal Gear Solid because it goes back in time to where it all began. Like you're not playing Solid Snake, you're playing his clone father. I mean his father, Naked Snake, and you're back all the
Naked
way.
Snake?
Yeah, Naked
Wait,
Snake.
there's a metal snake and there's a naked snake.
No, it's a Solid Snake and a Naked Snake.
Then there's a Solid Gear somewhere with this naked snake.
Solid Gear.
Are you sure this isn't like some like script from a male porno or something? Like, hey father, I know you called.
Oh, now you're
like,
putting incest in this topic, aren't you?
Okay. I'll stop.
Now Naked Snake here. He became. This is how he became Big Boss. You know the main antagonist of the series. I love this game for the sake that it's full 3D. I mean, of course, the series has been full 3D. I mean, like, it focused much more on tactics. You focus on healing yourself when you get injured. Well, you play doctor and heal their wounds and stuff. And you also get a chance to make Naked Snake eat anything, whatever he can hunt down, from mushrooms to snakes.
Wait, that didn't sound right. You can make him eat anything?
As long as you can kill it or collect it.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah. You can't eat rocks. Of course, no human being can do that.
Well, when you say naked snake, then you say eat it. I was like, wait, what? Never mind.
All right, fine, I'll call him Snake, okay?
Okay, I'm sorry. Just
okay, moving on. This game really, by the end of the day, this game almost brought me to tears by what happened to the boss before the ending, and it was really tragic to see Naked Snake to turn into Big Boss after this game. It's just like, yeah, it's just like I can't spoil anything, but I really love the sniper rifle thing here. But whatever you do not get Metal Gear Solid 3 Naked Snake Eater. Get Subsistence because you actually include this version here actually include camera control, and it's by far one of the best camera controls I've ever seen in a video game.
Oh man, this is so amazing.
Yeah, no wonder why the Metal Gear Solid series is actually my favorite video game series ever. Alright, here's another game. Dark Watch. It's the only first-person shooter made by Capcom other than, I think it's called Lost Planet, but anyway. Dark Watch. It's a vampire first-person shooter. It's really cool, and it's set in the West. I wish the story was told a little better, but this is an obscure game for the sake that, the shooting mechanics was really good. The enemy variety is wicked fun, and I don't know what else to say about this game.
He kind of reminds me of that Demon Hunter from, what is that game called? With the weird thing with the thingy. It's like Baldur's Gate or something.
No, if I could make a comparison to this game, it kind of reminds me of Van Helsing, the one with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Oh, right. Diablo. It kind of reminds me of the Demon Hunter from Diablo.
Okay.
That new Diablo game?
Yeah, I played the Diablo series. It's actually... minus the third game, the first two was actually my favorite. I mean, Diablo 2, man, that game blew me away. Alright, now let's go to the next one. Dr. Muto! This is a 3D platformer that plays just like Banjo-Kazooie, except the fact that the jumping mechanics is not that good. But what you can do as an evil scientist, it's really fun, but the sake that you can transform creatures, you can make higher jumps and all that stuff. Basically, this game is all about collecting and trying to get to the another level to the last level where you beat the boss. But
he kind of looks like a squid head or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting to finally play as the evil scientist after all the, evil scientists as video game antagonists like Dr. Wily, Dr. Eggman, and etc. Okay, now let's go to actually another one of my favorite 3D platformers, Psychonauts. Highways, say Psychonauts and don't say Pocahontas.
Psychonaut Pocahontas, because I
Pocahontas, what the hell? No, Psychonauts.
I rebel, so I be Pocahontas. Pocahontas? Psychonauts. It sounds like Chinese, like another language. I think this is an Asian game. Wait, let me get this right.
No, it's Tim Schafer, the guy who made Grim Fandango. You know, the one that you keep calling the skeleton game.
Oh yeah. Okay, Psychonauts.
Yeah, this game is about. It's really creative. I mean, like I couldn't believe that you can actually. This game makes jumping into people's minds to play as a 3D platformer. This was fantastic. I love the story, and there hasn't been a sequel since it left us out in the cliffhanger.
Plus, there's a soft spot for this game. Like one of the game designers, like he had a crush on one of the other people who were making the game, and he put her picture into like a hidden wall into the game.
I actually thought that this game was really funny. I mean, like one of the funniest jokes. Okay, this game focused a lot on dark humor, and one of the funniest jokes ever that made me laugh was like when we were taking. There was like this aspect where we're taking a look at the character's history. This name is Agent Shasha. We were wondering how did he became a member of the Psychonauts, and it's funny because at first it showed that his mother died in childbirth. His father was really depressed, and it was really getting sad and depressing and dark at once. And then it turned into a complete 180 when he started reading minds, and he read his father's mind about like he didn't really miss his mother. He only just missed having sex with her.
Wait, this is a kids game or for teens?
No,
teen. I mean, whoa, that's he really went deep into deeps in the corner of a dude's mind there.
And then later on, that's the reason why Sasha left his family because he wasn't tired about the being a depressing world. He decided to become one because he's tired of reading his father's dirty thoughts.
That's nasty, man. Dear God.
That was the funniest joke ever. Okay, now I'm not going to say too much about these two games, but it's all you already know about it. Ico! Shit.
Ico? You mean the thing that you sprinkle to make like panko for like, tempura?
Oh god, it's so hard to hold this thing.
I'm kidding.
So basically, it's one of the launch titles of the PlayStation 2, an underrated game. Yes, the game did not have a sequel per se, but it's more like a prequel. And here it is.
Okay.
Shadows of the Colossus.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, like, this game is all about nothing but boss fights. You're fighting these gigantic colossi and trying to find their weak spot while climbing on top of them.
Hit between the legs. That's the weak spot. Never mind.
It may not have testicles.
They might be pretty hard, though, like stone testicles. Like you need a hammer to break into it, to break them nuts.
I'm not going to say much about this game because these two games because it's already everybody has been talking about this game. It's fantastic. I really love it. Let's move on to the next one. The Suffering, one of the most underrated survival horror / third-person shooters ever. This game is basically set in a haunted mansion, turned into prisoners turning into freakazoid mutants. This game was at the time scary, and I really love the fact that like, oh my god, everything here was so brutal, gory. I mean, like, how did a lot of people miss out on this game? It's fantastic by every means of the definition.
Shock value, if you get what I mean. Never mind.
This ain't System Shock, so that's a pretty wrong pun.
But the dude is being electrocuted,
Alright, fine. Yeah, but still, this game was fantastic. I recommend it to anybody who really likes survival horror and third-person shooting. Alright, now let's go to one of my favorite games by Rockstar outside of Grand Theft Auto. The Warriors! Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Somebody play! Oh man, dude, this game. I get so sick of people saying that GoldenEye is actually the best movie game ever. No, this game is so much better because you got gangs fighting each other, and so many scenes that basically improve the movie by a long shot by giving them backstories, origin stories, and gangs that we never seen from the original movie. This was a fantastic game. This is one of the few games out there that I say that is better than the movie it's based on.
Pizza.
That was so awkward, High Wings.
I'm sorry. Wait, no. Actually, wait. Can we see the back? Wait, I can't really see too well, but still.
But this game is all about brawling, adventuring, and trying to get to the next mission. This is fantastic. I mean, like there is no way that the movie could have even covered this. Oh man, there is no need for a sequel. Just play this game. Oh man, play the multiplayer of this game. There's this game called Battle Royale where you're basically throwing warriors off the rooftops, and the last man standing is the winner. Oh my god, that was so addicting. How come they haven't made a multiplayer as epic as that? Throwing guys off of rooftops. That was fun.
You know what would be kind of cool if they did like a HD remake of the Warriors.
There was that one level where you were beating up a bunch of guys in a bar, and then there was like a heavy metal band that was playing right inside that bar, and they didn't even stop playing while there was a fight going on until you start bringing the fight to them, and then they join up the fight. This game is so insane. I love it.
They should do like an HD remake on some of these old games. I have to say.
I don't know. I favor for all these classic PlayStation 2 graphics than the HDs nowadays. All right, now let's move on to a game I won't get a lot into, but I will discuss them anyway.
Is that Spider-Man?
Yeah. I'll get that. I'll get there, dear dude. Okay, these two games, I won't get into much to discussion. God of War and God of War 2. Now, if you're going to ask me which one do I like the best, I'm going to have to say I like the first one a little more. Just because you have this giant armored Taurus dude that was so epic to battle. Huh? I don't know. I'm no longer a God of War fan because God of War 3 sucked. Oh God.
Well, the ending was a bit disappointing. Plus, I feel like the story. I mean, it got stretched a little bit in God of War 2 because, like, I mean, because Kratos, like, all he wanted was revenge against like Hades, but
get revenge from Zeus.
Yeah, but all of a sudden now he's killing everybody. Like, I will get my revenge!
Worst decision of revenge ever. Now, let's get back to a game series that T. McBee... a game that T. McBee thought it was the Mass Effect 3 of her favorite series. Silent Hill 3.
Silent Hill. If I was over there, it would be called Noisy Hill because it would be very festive and happy and...
Okay, that's it.
Wait, no, bringing it back. I'm sorry. I'll explain again.
But still, I mean, like, it's really cool that we brought Heather, the little girl from the first game, the very first Silent Hill game, to be all grown up and coming back to Silent Hill. But at the same time, I just didn't really think the game was executed well because killing things is too hard. And it takes forever to kill like a giant blob, like over 20 hits to take them down with a crowbar.
Hey, they should stick to what's best. Just running away from things. That's the point of the game. Being scared and to kind of like avoid dying.
But I wouldn't say that this game was at all bad because there was that one scene where, okay, everybody who's seen my survival horror video, when I was talking about some of the games that scared me personally, there's that one scene when you're in that mirror room and then you see your reflection just bleeding out veins and it just like it's coming out of the mirror. That was creepy as all hell, man.
My God.
Yeah. Wow. All right, now let's go down to one of my favorite fighting game series ever, but I only have it in one game in the collection. Tekken 5!
Tekken 5!
Oh, God, this game was so good. I mean, like, I can't even believe the graphics here was pushing way beyond the limits of the PlayStation 2. And not to mention, all your favorite characters from the past Tekken games returned right here in Tekken 5.
That's one thing I like about the Tekken series. I feel like they push the envelope when it comes to their fighting games.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, every time there's a new Tekken game, I'm always keep saying that that's the best of the series. I mean, like, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, it's now just the best game of the series currently.
Yeah. Also, not to mention, well, I mean, if there's one thing I don't like is it's the new fighting style of Jin. I didn't really feel like it was very effective in the sense of a fighting game. The fighting style is kind of too rigid and doesn't flow very well or natural. And I know it's based on karate, but let's be honest, Jin sucked in the game. He was terrible. I would rather play Eddie or Christy or his father to kick his ass.
All right,
Like,
let's move on.
I
Next
mean,
game.
he had a really cool like jacket though. Like I thought it was nice.
All right,
Like,
next game.
all right.
Destroy all humans. Now, this is what I call a sandbox game that goes in a different direction. Because crying out loud, set in the 1950s, playing, destroying all the stereotypes about aliens and killing humans everywhere, left and right. Oh my! I mean, killing humans was the best thing ever. It's just like the only limitation is just like don't get caught by the cops and the military who's trying to defend their country from the Soviet Union. Communism, communist activity is destroying our land.
Well,
There's an alien invasion. They keep saying communist activities. That's so funny.
It's like aliens fall into that category. They're communists.
I really think that this is the last good, funny game that mixed well with good gameplay. Because look at all the humor games nowadays that totally sucked in gameplay, like Duke Nukem Forever and recently the Deadpool game.
Yeah, Deadpool was made quick, and I don't know. It's like whenever they push out like a title based on a comic book character, they never really take time to make it, and it's always some third hack game company making it too.
Yeah,
it's like inexperience mixed with rush time makes for a perfect disaster.
Oh wow! I found the first summoner. So Hot Wings. This one doesn't have a girl in the cover, a hot chick in the cover, so what are you going to say?
Oh, man, that dude looks super colorful and there's a... I can't think of anything. You got me there. Wait, bring it back.
No, I want to move on because I already talked about the Summoner series.
Okay, well, I would probably say that... the person looks like a girl, so like... Hey, lay down your burdens. And, oh God, just forget it. We're good. We're done. Never mind.
Now you can actually blame me for actually doing this because I kind of regret doing this.
Doing what?
Buying this game. I like vampires, but I was just wanted to see what this game was about because it has vampires.
Oh, real? I see you played it for the gameplay. I mean,
dude, seriously. If there was a woman like this in real life, she would be so not my type. But this game is ugly.
Oh, I have to say that from what I see from the cover, I could tell you played it for the story. And
there was no story. Okay, it was trying to attempt to sell the story, but this game was so hideous. I mean, like the mutant variety was unappealing. Fighting Nazis and. Was there ever a woman back in the 1940s that dressed up like this? No way.
No, not really. Oh, wait, do you notice that the O's kind of correlate with her weird boobs? Like, I don't know. To me, at that point, like, when it has a cleavage like that, I think it's like a butt chest or butt boob. Or
no, High Wings, no.
Butt cleavage?
No, High Wings, no!
But Cleveland...
Okay, maybe I can skip the next game and move on to the next one.
Okay, alright.
Fine.
Wait, are you saying that Blood Rain was just as terrible as the movie?
Almost. At least the gameplay played like Max Payne 2. Unlike the sequel.
Blood Rain 2. Well, I mean, I guess it looks a little more classy. She's in a dress.
I give up on the series. I mean, like, I skipped the first one unfinished and then went on to the second one to see what's the big difference between the two. This was actually worse than the first one because the first one had a lot of speed. It had nonstop killing gameplay, but it just kind of stopped right there. I mean, like, everything's slower. The graphics were improved, I'll give them that, but It just didn't have that next brain gameplay that I was that the first one had. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next row of the PlayStation 2 games. Ooh, doesn't have a cover. Well, I wonder what that is. I'll tell you what it is. It's Dragon Quest VIII. Journey to the Cursed King.
Curses. Sorry. I always thought that Dragon Quest VIII. I like how his hair looks like Goku.
Because, dude, you know that the creator, Akira Toriyama worked on this game, you know?
I had a feeling.
Yeah. This is actually my favorite RPG on the PlayStation 2, no doubt about it. It's fantastic. It feels like you're in Disneyland when you're playing this game, and about that, it's the first game that you actually get a chance to see your character 100% instead of everything being in first person like the previous Dragon Quest games. Fantastic game of this. This is the best game of the series, in my personal opinion, and also it's so appealing from beginning to end. Okay, now let's get down to the only two wrestling games I have in this collection. Fire Pro Wrestling Returns.
Fire Pro Wrestling. Naked men wrestling in a ring. That dude's underwear is way too tight. What is that other man looking at? He's looking at the yellow thing in the middle because it's distracting. But the other guy doesn't like that. So he'd be like...
What makes this game special?
Super homoerotic.
Moving on.
Manly compassion. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, now let's move on to this game.
No, go back. I won't. You're right. Wow, the camera's right at the dude, you know.
I can't control it while I'm trying to speak to you. Okay, give me a sec so I can move the computer down here. I can't.
I am so sorry.
Sorry, everybody, for making it dizzy, but it's really difficult to do all this stuff all at once. All right, sorry. Okay, now, Fire Pro Wrestling Returns, fantastic wrestling game, fully customizable, and also you have like the best match varieties ever. You got barbed wire rope matches and exploding ring matches and stuff.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, all right, now let's move on to the next game. I don't have a cover because I really hate the fact that GameStop gave me this cover.
Wait, this cover looks weird. Like, there's this guy who looks like he's looking at a dude who's kind of squished up into a wheelchair, and there's a little kid hanging on his foot, and like, I don't know. I think somebody probably got into a bad accident in an airport, or someone was just batshit crazy.
All right, but let me tell you what this game is. It's actually the best wrestling game ever. It's called WWE SmackDown. Here comes the pain.
Dear God, that man, his chest is so buff, it looks like
You do know who this is, right? It's Brock fucking Lesnar.
It kind of looks like man boobies.
It's Brock fucking Lesnar.
Well, I guess it kind of looks like a butt chest because of the extreme...
Moving on.
I'm sorry.
All right, now let's move on to the next game.
I'm kidding. No, tell her the reason why you like that game.
Oh, now you're making Sendu mad because it's supposed to be his favorite game ever. That's supposed to be next.
No, well, we can edit it out. I'm sorry.
Okay, here comes the pain. This is the first game that introduces Hell in a Cell. Okay, no, not Hell in a Cell. There has been Hell in a Cell games in the previous one. The first game that introduces the game, the match mode called Elimination Chamber. This is the last time we ever see Shawn Michaels. This is the first time we have Shawn Michaels in the roster, and the last time we ever had The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin as the main roster of the series. Season mode is fantastic. You get a chance to rise from the bottom all the way to the top. WrestleMania, you could decide whatever championship you have depending on how much popularity you have. The choices you can make to get to the... your championship gold. This is fantastic, bar none. Now, let's go to the next game. I can already hear Sendu saying this right now. I have Persona 4. I love this game. It's so fantastic. It's just like, it's so... I don't know what else can I say that hasn't been said already so many times. It plays like Pokemon, hack and slash, RPG, action, role-playing game. Ugh, that's a mouthful. And oh my goodness, it's so unique. It's just like there's everything that was so good about this game. It's clearly deserved. All right, now let's move on to an underrated port from the PC to the PlayStation 2. Hey, Hurlings, can you say the title of this game?
Gexup.
You
I'm
can't
sorry.
say this game after
No,
all
I
these
said
years.
I said it backwards. Okay, DZX.
No,
Deus
it's
Ex.
Deus Ex.
I'm saying it right. Okay, now I'm really psyching myself out. I had it a moment ago because I knew it was.
No, you're not, dude. Oh god.
This X, DUX,
It's Deus Ex. Oh my god, you can't say it.
I said Deus Ex.
Now
Come
you
on.
said Deus.
DUX? No, I didn't say that. I said Deus Ex. Deus Ex? Deus Ex. The guy looks like he's from the Matrix. I liked him better with a beard. Or something.
Okay, moving on to the next game.
No, wait. No, explain the game for the people. I'm sorry.
Long story short, this is one of the best games on the PC. It's a first-person role-playing stealth game, and it has full customization, weapons you want to choose that helps you on your stealth tactics and everything. This is a pretty good port on from the PC to the PlayStation 2. Deus Ex: The Conspiracy. If it's really hard for you to actually play the original Deus Ex, which is hard to believe, you can actually pick up this game. I really like this version on the PlayStation 2. Alright, now let's go down to one of my favorite fighting games, if not Tekken 5. Virtual Fighter 4 Evolution.
Virtual Fighter Evolution. My hand is red with passion. Then, like, one guy's like, oh, what is he doing? Then the other's like, I don't know. He's putting his... Never mind.
It's like every time I show you a cover, you're always saying more than 1,000 words.
I'm sorry. You will... Please continue. I'm sorry.
Fantastic fighting game. Has the best graphics on the PlayStation 2. And, I mean, like, I've been a fan of the Virtua Fighter series since it started in... way back in the mid-90s. It's just like, oh my god, it's so fantastic. Oh man. I mean, like, if you're planning to play this game and using button mashing, prepare to be varnished because this game focused on combinations and tactics and how to beat your opponent fair and square with hand-to-hand combat.
You know, if there's one thing I really like about the Virtua Fighter, I do like the spin-off when they did Shamu. Like, because, like, supposedly his father looks like that guy on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
He gets killed in the other game, and he sets on a long voyage to avenge him. But it incorporates the fighting moves into that game.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of Shamu, you're going to see this here in my collection. Okay, next game. A really disappointing installment of the series. Because I like the game on the N64, but it just sucked. Gauntlet 7 Sorrows.
Oh, that guy's like, oh, look at that girl. She's holding a sword, and she's shiny. I have an axe. Gauntlet. Okay, continue.
Okay, now Gauntlets, it wasn't that fantastic to say, because the fact that, like, Gauntlet the Seven Sorrows, it had so many generic enemies. The missions were less appealing than the one in the N64. And there's no 4-player multiplayer in this game. Only 2 players. That's a downfall. That's what makes this game suck so much.
That is quite sad, considering it looked so nice on the cover.
Yeah, I mean, like, you had a 4-player cooperative on the past Gauntlet games, and you just decreased it to 2 players. Remember why Midway lost a lot of popularity from the mid-2000s. Okay. Huh. Speaking of Midway...
Wait, didn't they go out of business a while back?
Yeah, Midway is out of business. Right now they're working on Warner Brother games or something like that. But anyway, speaking of Midway, Mortal Kombat Deception!
Mortal Kombat.
This is actually my favorite Mortal Kombat 3D fighting game. I prefer the 2D fighting games, and I prefer Mortal Kombat 9 over this one, but still, in terms of Mortal Kombat in 3D, this is actually the best one you can go because, fighting is good. I mean, like, look at the modes that you have here, from Conquest mode, Chess mode, to Chess Combat to Puzzle Combat. This game offered more than anybody was expecting, and that's what makes Mortal Kombat Deception so good. And it's actually the very first fighting game on the PlayStation 2 that has online play.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this game was fantastic from everything it has in the singular disc. And now let's get down to actually another game that's actually much better than the movie. It's a horrible movie that it was based on, but some reason that this game actually managed to show that the movie could have been like this.
Dun 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 dun
dun. Oh yeah, Terminator 3: The Redemption.
Come here. Come at me now.
This is the best cover I've ever seen from Arnold Schwarzenegger because look, okay, this is CGI, but he's holding a minigun, standing on top of all the dead Terminators, and he's holding one Terminator who's striving for his life. Awesome! But even though this game is trying to retell the story of Terminator 3 in a better way, but the beginning of this game was the best thing ever. Because you're basically fighting Cyberdyne in the future. And it's so awesome to see, like, the war zone that was not seen in the movies. I mean, that was only seen very shortly in the movies to be in the full first 30 minutes of the game.
Man, they should have switched the movies with the video game.
I don't like... I hated the Terminator movie... what was it? The last Terminator movie with Christian Bale in it.
Yeah, that wasn't good either.
That didn't even feel like Terminator. It felt like Fallout 3 with stupid action sequences.
No, it felt like Avatar with robots because it had Sam Washington in it saying the same damn line from the other movie. I do this as a man. Then he throws the chair.
Remember that stupid dialogue from that Terminator, that last Terminator movie? Whoa! I don't know.
Christian Bale might have done some overacting.
Yeah,
he's overreacting.
He's such an overactor. Okay, next one. For those who really like Red Dead Redemption, check out Gun because this is like Red Dead Redemption predating, Red Dead Redemption before that game even existed. Sandbox game set in the West. It was good, but the shooting mechanics wasn't as good as we all hoped. Plus, Red Dead Redemption also introduced, carving, animal skin and stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, go ahead and pick up this game. I picked this up for curiosity's sake to see what if there ever was a game that was similar to Red Dead Redemption. This is the closest one, but it wasn't as good as I hoped it to be. Okay, now let's go down to the next one. I remember that back when the PlayStation 2 first couple of years since the PlayStation 2 first launched, they hyped up this game a lot. SOCOM, the Navy SEALs.
SOCOM. Hey, look over there. Oh, where? It's like, don't shoot. Just don't point the gun. And
well, at the time, this used to be the most technical military shooter. I really like the fact that this game respects its military becoming a military shooter. Unlike all the other military shooters that's copying Call of Duty for being that brain-dead, stupid gameplay that has no realism and no respect to the military whatsoever. This one here, you feel like you're in the Navy SEALs by the missions you solve, and it's the very first. It's one of the very first PlayStation 2 games that offered online gameplay, and oh man, this is nostalgic for a lot of reasons. But nowadays, yeah, you could prefer the other military shooters and also the sequel of SOCOM up till before they hit to the PlayStation 3. But still, this was fantastic. This was a fantastic memory I had from the SOCOM series.
And Batman.
Wait, we're not Batman yet because we kind of skipped over one game.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okami! I know Rugged Star is saying, I'm so glad you got this game. This is the greatest game ever. But even though I do like its art direction and its attempt to play like Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, it just didn't work well for me.
Hey, but it was pretty, and he has a tail. He paints.
Yeah, he paints. I think the one on the Wii is actually the better version because of the fact that this game was made for Wii remote control for painting and stuff.
Oh.
But to say that this was the best game of 2006, that kind of shows that 2006 was an awful year in gaming.
I can't believe I was 16. My God.
2006 sucks ass. Okay, now let's move on to the next game. I really loved this game at the time. Batman Vengeance. Oh man, this was an action adventure story-driven based game. If this story was based was adapted from the TV show, that would probably be the best TV show episode of Batman ever. But Batman Vengeance, it basically was Batman the animated series, season 4. They're taking all its art direction. It has its own combat system. The gameplay wasn't that good. Preferably you would definitely choose Batman Arkham City and Batman Arkham Asylum than this one. But in story-wise, this is actually one of my favorite Batman stories since, The Dark Knight Returns. And I'm saying this with a great passion because this is a mystery about what happened to Joker and after his downfall, and you're facing you have level designs and you have level designs that are so dark, and the tone of the story is probably the darkest I've ever seen from Batman. Oh my God, this was a game that's worth keeping, but at the same time the gameplay sucked. I remember a lot of guys who bought this game in the beginning. They could never beat this game, and I had to push myself to the limits to beat this game for the first time ever. And it was worth it, but the problem was the level designs, like where you want to glide, sometimes it's farther to reach it than what the developers actually intended it to be. There was a lot of downfalls with this game, but still, if you wanted to play a game for nothing but the story, play this game. This is a fantastic installment of the Batman franchise. All right.
Wow.
All right, next one.
All right.
Dark Cloud and Dark Cloud 2. Oh my God. Yes, I have 2 of the Dark Cloud series, and I do agree that is probably one of the most underrated games on the PlayStation 2. It's a fantastic action RPG game. Plays a little bit like Legend of Zelda. I prefer the first one the most because you're able to customize your own city, the cities that you rescued, and the dungeon crawling is actually a little more appealing than the second one. But what the second one kind of did succeed successfully is that it had cel-shaded graphics that's kind of similar to the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Yeah, and I don't know. Even though the first one didn't have much of a story to describe, the second one did have a story, but it was not much I could say that was at all thrilling to begin with. But other than that, it was pretty good. All right, now let's go back to sandbox games. Now, we got 3 sandbox games here, but I'm going to talk about each of them one by one. Just Cause! Oh man, set in Cuba. Just Cause 2 is much better than this game, but still, it's a fantastic game. I really like the stereotypes of Cuban islanders and how they talk like those fake Cuban accents that Scarface uses, right?
Yeah.
All right, are you still there, Howlings? Uh-oh, he's stepped out. Anyway, let's go down. Let's go down to the next game, because I know High Wings really wants to talk about Spider-Man, but I'll put that up there soon. Alright, now let's go to one game that was pretty mediocre. Mafia. Okay, don't get me wrong. I really love the game, playing this game on the PC, but when you played this on the PlayStation 2, the controls are awful, the gameplay mechanics is just all over the place, and it just didn't feel right to be on the console. I mean, when you put this on the PlayStation 2, it didn't really work as well as I hoped it for. Hey, Hardwings, are you still back?
You're sort of lagging a little bit, but
all right, let me fix the camera. Okay, how's it now?
You're fine. It's like it was just mostly the audio and the picture was kind of. But I'm back. I'm good.
All right, because I was saving this game for you. Spider-Man 2. Oh, Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man. Wow, that's a good backside. Spider-Man. I mean,
good backside. Now this is a game that was much better than the movie itself. I love the fact that this is somebody from Activision got their heads out of their butts and actually made this game into a sandbox game where Spider-Man can swing anywhere he desires.
It was awesome. Like, it was literally like an entire game of like almost like New York, and I was like, who does that? That's crazy.
And it feels like you were actually Spider-Man in this game.
I like it a lot better than because sadly in the Amazing Spider-Man game, I think it kind of resorted to like levels again, and I don't like that about Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man, a type of game he should be is like in a free roaming city, because like in Spider-Man 2, you could even do like mini missions or quests of like random missions popping up, saving people, helping them out, and they pop in certain areas. You could choose to help them or not to. Yeah. But since you're Spider-Man, you have to do the whole responsibility power thing and save them. I guess.
Let's move on to the next one. Rogue Galaxy. It's a really great action role playing game right on the PlayStation 2. My only problem is that like some of the characters are pretty unrealistic, and the fact that the beginning of the game when the guy wanted to go on board, the ship didn't even wait for him, and he had to jump right into the ship unrealistically. It's like, that's a dick move, people. Dick move.
It's like, did we forget anybody? No, I think we're good. Yeah.
But they were all saying, get on board, get on board.
It's like, hey, who's that guy hanging on to Star Harbor? It's like, oh, it's nothing. I think it's just a piece of fish. Just kind of let it slide down. It'll be fine.
Yeah, this was a good one. I got not much to say. I mean, like, it's really cool to have 3 guys in your team, and then you can just like hack and slash all the way through. Good action role playing game, worth picking up.
Wait. The cover, it kind of makes me think 2 guys and 1 chick. That kind of makes me think of another video out there.
I was guessing you were going to say something nasty. Anyway.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to make it nasty. I didn't say 2 girls, 1 cup. Like,
shut up! No! Oh, shut up, please!
I'm sorry. Do not check that video out. It is completely PG.
Next one. Cold Winter. This is a generic first-person shooter. Stupid as hell, but the shooting mechanics was pretty fun. That's all I could say.
Alright.
I didn't really care for any of the characters or what was going on here, so there's a reason why it's been obscure. It's been forgotten. Alright, here's one. I love stealth games, and I love horror games. Manhunt. Oh my god, wow, that just kind of gives me creeps. Yeah, stop. Makes me think I'm in a Saw video or something. Actually, it is inspired by Saw, but at the fact that like you're a vet who's basically using your surgic tools against your enemies.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like the first one better than the second one, personally, and even though the gameplay mechanics it doesn't implement very well today, I just really like the stealth mechanics where you're able to give them sneak attacks, 1-hit kills, and oh my god, the violence in this game. No wonder why this game was so controversial. The violence was so through the roof. It looked much more bloody. It looked just as bloody as the Saw movies. Oh
my gosh. Yeah. Plus, there's that really big fat guy who's a pig in that movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Pig man.
Now, let's get down to more PG Let's go down to
Wait,
Taz Wanted. One of
wait,
my
wait,
favorite.
wait, wait. Let me get this straight. You keep Taz Wanted next to your Manhunt video game.
You'll be pretty surprised when I get right next to it after this
I'm
one.
like, whoa, that's somewhat opposites right there.
All right, for those who played Bugs Bunny Lost in Time or Bugs and Taz Time Busters, imagine if you played Taz 100% in a 3D platformer. This is fantastic. It's a mission and collect 3D platformer like Banjo-Kazooie. Wide range of a big wide space of level designs to actually capture goals and collections and stuff. And it's really cool that Taz can change it to different costumes and he can gain new abilities and stuff. The only problem about this game is that I really hate the zookeepers. That's always capturing you and destroying you no matter what happens.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this was fantastic. Believe it or not, this was my brother's favorite 3D platformer when we first got the PlayStation 2. I really hate the reviewers who gave a review on this game saying that this game is generic, it's boring, and all that stuff. No! It's fun as hell! Oh my god, you have unlimited spin control when you're playing this Taz. This is fantastic. I mean, like, my brother really, really was obsessed with this game when he first got this game. And
How old were you guys when you first got that game?
I was 12 years old.
Oh my goodness, whoa.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, and he was like around 10. Yeah, 2002. That was a pretty good year, and it was also the same year where the Ratchet and Clank series first started. Okay, I will be very short of these two games because these games have been talked to death a lot. Right next to Manhunt and Taz Wanted is Kingdom Hearts.
Oh man, oh my god, I have such a deep soft spot for this game. I don't know, dude. Cause
yeah,
I remember because the girl I liked, she loved playing this game. My god.
Well, I gotta have to say I like the sequel a lot better. Kingdom Hearts 2, just for the sake that I don't know. It's just when you saw that opening where when you hear that song, My Sanctuary, that was purely magical. It was, I'm not that much of a fan of Kingdom Hearts, but I did finish those two games. I will have to say I did enjoy the second one more than the first. But,
yeah, because it has Johnny Depp in it, pirate.
Yeah.
It has, the Pirate of the Caribbean. Who doesn't love that guy,
Yeah.
The drunk, that drunk pirate. He's awesome.
Yeah, okay. Now let's get down to the next one. This game, Xenosaga, it's a spiritual successor of Xenogears, and I really love the fact that this game, oh my god, this game mixes mecha with traditional turn-based RPG gameplay. This is great. I did not get the episodes 2 and 3. I only got episodes 1, but still, this was fantastic from beginning to end.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I like her wings. It's pretty.
Yeah. Alright, now let's get down to it. The only EA Sports game I have in my collection because this game was so addicting. Fight Night Round 3. Oh my god. This is the best boxing game ever. Oh shit, I can't hold the camera straight.
Talking about butting heads, these men have a lot of unresolved manly aggression towards each other.
Yeah, oh dude, if you played this game, this game was so much better than any boxing game you can imagine. It's much better than Mike Tyson's Punch Out. It's much better than even the Fight Night series today after this game, because basically you use the right analog stick to choose wherever you want to punch. You can do jabs, uppercuts, haymakers. Oh my god, and the combos were really fantastic. I mean, I don't even care. I don't even mind for the simple at all that this game is repetitive, because that's what every sports game is, repetition. But still, I mean, fighting your way to become a champion. It was just so massively addicting. I couldn't even stop playing this game at my point in my life. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. This is the only great things I could say about EA other than the Sims series. Oh, wait, we gotta take a look at this game. This game is funny as hell. It's this game has a lot of damage physics on their gameplay, but it's really fantastic. Flat out! Oh my god, dude! Did you know that you could crash so hard in this game that your driver can fly out of the window and you can see his. You can see him in slow motion while he's falling on the ground and damaging himself. Oh my god, this was so funny, dude! You can actually play bowling with your car in this game.
I remember this game. They had so many crazy mini games in there.
Oh yeah, these are some of the best mini games you can ever ask for from any game ever. Yeah, okay. Now I have to go with the Worm series because I really love turn-based strategy games, and Worms Fort Under Siege was so great, so creative, so massively addicting. Oh man, at one point in time, the Worm series were like some of the most addicting games ever. I was surprised that Sega got hold of this game and developed, I mean, not developed it, but published it. Oh man, this was fantastic. I don't know what else can I say about the Worm series that hasn't been already been said many times. Now, I will have to admit, I never played, I have this game in my collection, but I never played it. Def Jam Vendetta. Everybody said that this was the best wrestling game ever. I only played it once and I got bored after my first match because there was not much other than like generic fighting, and it just didn't feel like the wrestling game that I was hoping for. This was just Fight Night, the video game.
It was kind of weird. Like, it was a mixture between, you know, rap and just weird freestyling fighting. And like it was kind of cool. Like, they were trying to put like different varieties in it, but
yeah, and they put like popular rappers at the time as special guests in this game.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, it didn't seem that any of the fighting really seemed to be diverse or pan out. Like you could like hecka like fill out your martial arts, but you wouldn't end up being a really good fighter. You'd suck still.
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's move on to another SOCOM game. This is actually the best of the series. SOCOM. The third game, Combined Assault.
Combine! If we combine our forces.
Yeah, long story short, better than the first one. All right,
okay.
Here's one that I wish that I got this game before you left Japan, High Wings. It is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. I think I like this one better than the third one because even though everybody said the third one is the best, I like this one because it's a 3D fighting game where you can roam anywhere. And combat is a lot more fun, in my personal opinion.
Oh my goodness, man! The Dragon Ball fighting games. I mean, like, I don't know, they're a lot of fun just being able to play with them and stuff. I think I won my first match by accident. Then it got.
What?
It was unintentional. I flew and I didn't know what I was doing. Then I kept spamming some Dragon Balls at him, like my Kamikaze, and he died. Then he got angry. Then he did his super on me. Then I was like, oh, you didn't have to be like that. But I got him again.
Yeah. Okay, now let's move on to... Oh.
You can take it out, man. It's alright. Just.
Oh, God. Why did I put this right next to Dragon Ball Z? This was the downfall of the Crash Bandicoot series ever.
Do you know when when you're a kid and you take that really bad awkward picture in your school yearbook, but you just don't want to see it again? It's kind of like that.
Dude, I'm being honest here. This was such a big downfall from Crash Bandicoot games from the PlayStation 1 era. I never picked up another Crash Bandicoot game after this one, and it was even worse when I had to pick up Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, which was the worst game, one of the worst games I've ever played. Oh my god. This game had the horrible slow time. The bosses were all nothing but Crush. I mean, yeah, Crush, who was just the clone of Crash Bandicoot, who was just a generic villain, and nothing in this game was at all appealing, except this is one of those proof that graphics doesn't mean shit, you know?
Graphics is not everything, man.
I know. That's one proof. Who would even say that this game was even better than the original Crash Bandicoot game? Seriously.
Someone who's paid off to write a good review.
Yeah, I mean, like, seriously, I should have thrown this game away. I'm not even going to pick this up at all. All right, next one. Red Faction.
Whoa, they
Everybody,
had Red Faction and PlayStation 2?
yeah, what? Did you thought it was all exclusively for Xbox?
I had no idea.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. This was actually one of the best first-person shooters on the PlayStation 2. I like the fact that the weapon variety is really great. It tried to be it tried to be in competition with Halo, but still it wasn't as memorable as Halo. Okay. Next one. Urban Chaos Riot Response. One of the most underrated first-person shooters ever because you're basically shooting every rioteers in your way while you're being the squads. The SWAT team who's trying to defend the city from this riot that's happening. Fantastic! Oh, did you know that this game was developed by Rocksteady, the guys who developed Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City?
I had no idea.
Yeah, no, that explains why the gameplay of this game is plays so gosh darn well because they focused on realism in this game. I mean, like when you shoot on the wall, it really does feel like bullets went through that wall, and when you hit guys, it really looked like they really took the bullet right in that area you shot them.
My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, like, why hasn't there been first-person shooters that took that realistic route anymore? I may never know. All right, here's a tactical.
It's probably because they don't want to bother trying to make other more like 3D meshes for their models.
Yeah, here's a tactical RPG here. Developed by Atlas. This is one of my favorite games by Atlas, next to Persona 4. Oh, God, it's just like, everything in this game was so funny, so fantastic, and I love the fact that, like, if you really loved Final Fantasy Tactics, you're definitely in for a treat for this one, and mix it with comedy. Oh, man, I mean, like, there's so many moments in this game that I really laughed so hard, and yeah, it's just like, picked up this game. Give it a chance even if you're not a fan of technical role-playing games. And now, let's go down to my very first-person shooter game I've ever bought. I mean, like, I'm not saying that I never played a first-person shooter before, but this is the first one I've ever bought, and I regret it. This is probably the worst Tom Clancy game ever. Tom Clancy Rainbow Six 3.
Rainbow Six? Wait, how can you have a shooter game called Rainbow Six? Like,
I don't know. That's the code name of the squad. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I kind of missed out on the camera angle.
I will not make any jokes about that, but I'm pretty sure it sounds pretty happy. I guess I don't know.
It's a six-way.
Six-way. There's a three six-way. That sounds complicated.
Oh, that's a handful if you ask me.
It sounds like.
Back on this game, I really like the fact that they was trying to focus a lot on military tactics that were pretty outstanding at the time, but you couldn't even pick up any enemy's weapons, and if you're out of weapons, you have to order your squad to actually take care of the mission, and they're dead, and you have no ammo left. You're screwed. Everything in this game was so unfair, and there was this one mission that was nothing but stealth mechanics, and if you get caught or you make a gunfire or you shoot anybody, the mission automatically fails. And after that, I gave up on this game indefinitely. Okay, now here are the bottom row games, and these are the games that I don't play as often as I do with the games on top of it. Let's get down to, long story short, the Rock Band series. Now, the Rock Band series, it was, what should I say? It was fun at the time, but after you played it for an extended period of time, you're bored to tears with it.
Well, it's like 3, the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, Rockstar, you could say the same thing with Rockstar 3. Not Rockstar, Guitar Hero. What am I saying? I can't speak right. And Guitar Hero 2. I think I like Guitar Hero 2 the best just because it has a better song selection than anything else. I mean, for crying out loud, it's the first time the series ever had a Nirvana song in the series. But
I can't believe EA actually invested millions of dollars to this game.
No, actually, it was Activision that invested millions of dollars. It's a Rock Band series that EA did.
Yeah, okay, wait, let's re-edit that again. I can't believe Activision actually paid millions of dollars for this. I can't believe it. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Never mind. Sorry.
this game, it's kind of like the Tony Hawk series. It was only good. It was only popular for its run, and then there was at that certain point in time where people played it so much that they're tired out of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there was like DJ Hero. I don't know.
I only bought that game because it had Daft Punk in it.
Oh
Alright.
my goodness.
All right, now
Yeah.
let's move on to the next game.
If there's one thing people should take out of from these hero games, just be a real musician. People will respect you more.
Okay, here, let's
Actually-
get down to the next game. Predator, Concrete Jungle.
To
I
be or not to be. Not to... You can tell this predator, he has a soul. He has
I
depth
like the
to-
fact that this game was kind of sort of like, it has the sandbox. It's not exactly sandbox, but it's a level by level action game, and you feel, you play, you feel, and it has the same atmosphere from Predator 2. But I just really hate the fact that like everything in this game, just didn't feel as naturally as I hoped it to be. I don't know. It just,
man,
it just
kind of like
just
that.
like the gameplay mechanics didn't feel right. That's all I can say.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. It seems like whenever they try doing movie games on like these type of movies, like Predator and Alien, they seem to always drop the ball.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, like the only time they did any justification was when they were doing the Alien vs Predator series from the '90s. But now the Alien vs Predator games, they're awful. Oh God. All right, now let's move on to the next one. The game that I kind of stopped. I didn't feel at all excited. Alone in the Dark, the remake.
I don't. I've seen this on a cover, but I don't know what the game's about.
It's a survival horror, and remember, the original Alone in the Dark, made in 1992, was the very first survival horror game. Not the very first horror game, just the very first survival horror game that Silent Hill and Resident Evil are most known for today. But I just didn't find this game at all scary. Didn't find any of the characters at all appealing. It was boring.
It looks like an action game. Like, doesn't he have like a weird metal arm with a weapon on it?
No, he's just like a regular human being. This is boring. I didn't find at all appealing to this game. I didn't even. I just stopped playing this game after like 1 day worth of playing this game.
Is it a survival game or is it like?
It's a survival horror, but it wasn't even scary. I
mean, when you look at the cover, he looks like he's Keanu Reeves. Like, hey,
whoa,
I'm alone in the dark. I'm the one.
Oh God! And now here's another game that I don't play at all anymore. Oh, God. Genji Dawn of the Samurai.
I have to say that is the prettiest girl with a sword I've ever seen.
Believe it or not, that's a dude.
I know, but I was just saying.
Oh God!
It's super androgynous. I don't know.
I think this was the most generic action adventure game I have ever seen in my life. I'll tell you why. Everything in this game. Okay, you know why so many games in Japan nowadays, as this isn't a AAA title, suck so much? This is one of the big prime reasons why. It's all generic action adventure. Okay, generic hack and slash games that has no rhyme or reason. Nothing even matters in this game. I get so sick and tired of people calling this game underrated, and that's the reason why I tracked down this game to see how good it is. And for all the reasons why I hate, what was that game that you keep saying that has the same button pressed over and over again?
Button mashing?
Yeah, the button mashing game. What was it? Oh man, what was that game that you made us play when you were at my place?
Was it Soul Calibur?
No, it was that. It was on the Xbox.
Oh, it was button mashing. I don't. Oh my God! Wait, wasn't that like Star Trek or Star Wars?
No, it was. Oh God, it was the. I haven't tip my tongue. It's. Remember that you were fighting all these Asian soldiers over and over again? It's not Jade Empire. It was an action.
Oh, come! You're talking about Dynasty Warriors. There are clear distinctions between two button mashing. There's a normal power move, then there's a power move. They're completely different. It's not
God,
like you.
This is the Dynasty Warriors for the PlayStation 2.
Wait, Dynasty Warriors was on the PlayStation 2. So.
I don't give a damn. This is horrible. I'm gonna move it on.
I don't know where that game fits
Okay,
in.
now I got the red label version of Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. I have 2 copies of Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal.
Wait, why? Did you
Because
lose
the
it?
game is so good, it's worth collecting over and over again.
It was like, oh my god, this one's gonna cost me so much money. Let me buy the second copy.
Yeah. I wish I could find my other 3 copies of Ratchet and Clank Go and Commando because I love that game so much.
Oh, so just to let you know, the copy that I have for Dynasty Wars, it was a terrible game one. The best one was the I think Dynasty Warriors 1 or 2, because I know 2, they at least when you do a deadlock between 2 characters, they do a 360 around them, and it makes it super exciting, and it looks like the Matrix, and it just looks so much cooler. Then the gameplay just sort of sucked because they didn't want to do
we know
anything
your
with
history
it.
of Dynasty Wars. Okay.
Nah.
Now
Okay.
here's a game that I just stopped playing after the first 30 minutes of it.
Ooh, shiny.
Ray Data Stories. You know what I hate about modern JRPGs nowadays? It's generic as all hell, and their storytelling sucks ass. This is one of the most generic JRPG games I've ever played. There's no characters that I find at all that is too comparable to all the other unknown JRPG games in existence. I don't even give a damn about any of these characters. This is boring. I couldn't even take this game. All right.
Did you just slam it back in there?
Yes, I hate that game. It's just so boring.
Oh man.
And here's a game that I wish. Here's 2 games I wish I never bought. But I mean, I'm saying I wish I never bought because I don't have any time in the world to even play these games anymore.
Well, I mean, did you at least play them? Like, what are they like? I've never heard of
It's a Western. I played the first one, Wild Arms. It was really a fantastic JRPG. This is a JRPG set in the West, and they mixed. It's steampunk based. It was pretty good, but the sequels didn't have enough charms, memorability. It doesn't have. It's not even at all memorable, and it's just the same reason why I hate this game. It's just as generic. It didn't have any purpose of even.
Well, it kind of does look like a super generic JRPG or something.
Yeah,
the covers.
Seriously, I didn't even care about these new characters that are introduced to the series. Oh God.
They look like Final Fantasy ripoffs or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, funny thing is never mind. Let's just move on.
It probably would have been better if they brought in Vash the Stampede to kind of lighten it up a bit.
That's what they need, Vash the Stampede. Okay, next. One of the worst games of the series. I mean, like, this game killed the Tomb Raider series.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about Tomb Raider because there's been plenty of jokes about, her assets, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I hate the level designs because there are so many moments in this game where you're supposed to make a leap and then you instantly get yourself killed after you land on the ground. Shooting mechanics were boring. The story didn't even make a lot of sense. And oh god.
I really don't like this design of Tomb Raider either. Her boobs look like apples in a t-shirt.
Her name is Lara Croft High Wings.
I said Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider. People know her by Tomb Raider. Lara Croft. Laura Raider. Lara Croft.
It was just bad. Oh my god! Imagine a game series that had a pretty good track record ended up so bad. No wonder why I hate the Tomb Raider series today because of this game.
Oh, brother.
All right, moving on.
Wait, didn't she get eaten by a dinosaur in that game?
Oh no. Well, take a look at this game.
Oh, it's like I bought this game, but I should have bought, Spider-Man 2. I didn't even buy this game.
Like after playing this, it just plays like the original Spider-Man game on the PlayStation 1. It was less enjoyable, and it's more preferable to play Spider-Man 2 over this game any day.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay. I mean, everyone during that time wanted to have a Spider-Man game because I think he's one of the coolest characters to play as, and I always wanted to play the exploration of it mostly. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I got this game, but I didn't even buy it. Someone gave it to me as a gift, and like,
All right, let's
it,
move on to the next game. We're almost done with the
it,
PlayStation 2 collection.
oh boy! All right,
Okay, Ratchet and Clank.
robot. Hey, nice to meet you. Oh, it's kind of like GoldenEye. He's like,
Yeah, this is Secret Agent Clank. This
oh,
was
that's
based
cute.
on the PlayStation Portable,
Oh, that's
but
adorable.
the port on the PlayStation 2 was so much worse than the one on the PlayStation Portable. No wonder why it had to be at the bottom of the least played games section here. Oh, I'm face palming right now. I just don't like this. I mean, I didn't really like this port, nor did I. I mean, like the idea of putting the Secret Agent Clank into a full game, just like the Gladiator stages into a full game, like Ratchet Deadlock. Ratchet and
Uh,
Clank, Secret Agent Clank just didn't work well for me. That's all I can say.
I, I don't know. It works better as a duo, not as the robot sidekick.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Robo Gun. Yeah.
Well, here's one game that should have been at least higher up in the list because I did play this game a lot when it was still popular. SSX
Oh,
on
yeah.
Tour. Yeah. I mean, like you ski on top of a mountain or any location of where else in the mountain, and then depending on how high you selected that level, that's how longer it will take to finish the level. Oh my God! You didn't even have to worry about racing. All you have to worry about is, you know, doing all the amazing tricks ever while you're sliding down on the board. It felt like Tony Hawk done right, but it's in the snowboarding level done perfectly.
Yeah, I remember like they had some pretty cool looking like characters to choose from, but they all kind of reminded me of something from a Japanese video game or something.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, now here's a game that my brother was a huge fan of, but I didn't really get this game's appeal. Bully.
Bully?
Yeah,
It's kind of like a sandbox game of like,
in
it's
a
kind of
in a
like
private school.
it's like Grand Theft Auto, but in school. Like,
Yeah, the problem was I just didn't find it all that fun to actually pick fights with another kid.
I don't know, dude. This feels like my childhood, man. I don't want to play the bully. I got bullied by that bully. It was awful.
That's
Like,
true. I mean, like there was not that many lovable characters in that game. It's just like everybody's so hateful, especially his parents that abandoned him. Okay,
well,
Sonic
it's kind of
Heroes.
hard to like a brat, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's
All right, here's one Sonic Heroes.
Sonic.
I love this game, but the PlayStation 2 port was actually awful. It's better to play it on the GameCube and the Xbox version because the level designs was not that good. I mean, not the level designs. The level designs, they're okay at best. I love the idea of playing Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all at once. But I really dislike the fact that you have to play the other teams like Team Rose, Team Dark,
Yeah,
and the worst
yeah.
one ever, Team Chaotix.
And I feel really sad for Sonic. I feel like he's a homeless character. He doesn't have his own console anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was okay. I mean, like, I really like playing this Team Sonic, but when you're trying to get to the final level, you have to go through playing the different teams in the exact same level progression ever. Even worse, you have
Hmm.
to collect all the gems. That's requiring you not to fuck up anything. That's what makes this game not as enjoyable as it should have been. And actually, one of the first PlayStation 2 games I own, Oni. And believe it or
You
not,
sh-
it
you
was
sure
like
you sure you play this game for the gameplay, buddy? You
how
know,
come
I
every
could.
time you see a chick on the cover, you always say, "Are you sure you're playing the game the game cover?" She's not even attractive, for God's sake.
Are you sure? I mean, she got the weird hair thing to the side that kind of makes her look like a cat. Then she got the two guns in a weird arm position, and she's like Oni, like oh Oni, oh that's sexy, kind of.
It was pretty
Never mind.
moving on, but this was a pretty
Yeah.
flexible third person shooting action game, but it was just okay. It was there for the moment, and then gone. We kind of just outplayed it. It was just that. I mean, like, there has been much better PlayStation 2 games released in its library than this one.
Wait,
Okay.
can we see the back? I'm just curious. Oh, no, is this based on a manga or?
I would have said it, but Bungie and Rockstar worked together on this game.
Really?
Yeah, you see that?
What the heck? This looks like some weird Japanese like video game or something. Can we see the front again? This was an American game?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me, man. This looks so anime.
I know it does, but this is a game that's worth keeping. But after playing this game, after getting more games for the PlayStation 2, there's not really much worth of going back to this game.
Man, how did Ani and Bunny produce something that was so flat? I don't know.
Alright, so that's my PlayStation 2 collection. Get ready for my Xbox and my PlayStation 3 and my Xbox 360 collection.
Alright, time to make some fun of some pretty good games. Or decent games. Or